So, herzlich willkommen zurück zu einer neuen Folge von Sherlock Holmes, die Chapter 1. Wir haben in der letzten Folge den Fall der 2 toten Matrosen abgeschlossen und es war wirklich wieder ein sehr trauriger und teilweise bewegender Fall. Also ich muss ehrlich sagen, das können sie gut schreiben. Das muss man ihnen lassen, die können echt geile Geschichten schreiben, die Macher von Sherlock Holmes. Und wir müssen ja, wie gesagt, in das Flüchtlingslager. Es befindet sich unterhalb der Victoria-Brücke. Also müssen wir halt nur gucken. Warte mal, wir können jetzt erstmal wieder umziehen. Wir müssen mal gucken, wie wir da runterkommen. Oder warte mal, kann auch sein, dass wir auf die andere Seite müssen. Oder hier? Was ist hier?
Beasts!
Oh Gott, was ist hier los? What is happening? Oh, der hat so mit einem Auge geblinzelt. Okay, Gott.
Murderers!
They're completely livid.
Are you able to help me? I'll be willing to talk to you only when you ship.
Drop them all into the sea!
Hä? Was ist hier los, Kollegen?
Sir, this place is off limits to the public. Please state your business or leave, or I shall request that the police escort you out.
Ich bin ein Privatdetektiv.
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm a private investigator. I'm looking for a witness for a case.
A private investigator? Really? Even so, you're not authorized. I can't let you in.
And you are?
I'm Ronald Harlow, here to handle the refugee situation on behalf of City Hall. I'm the acting supervisor here, so I have full authority here to ask you to leave, or I shall order the police to detain you for trying to pass the blockade. Please, step back.
Beobachten. Flaumige Schnurrbart versucht älter auszusehen. Stimmt, der redet auch sehr. Also von seiner Stimmenfarbe her ist er relativ jung. Ist Platz und hat Augenringe, arbeitet im geschlossenen Raum. Übertrieben seriöse Kleidung, versucht autoritär zu wirken. Schwitzt und ist angespannt. Also ist bestimmt jung. Wetten, der ist erst frisch im Dienst. Arbeitet meistens im Sitzen, saubere Schuhe. Unerfahren Bürokrat, erschöpfter Bürohengst. Ronald Harlow ist ein blasser junger Beamter, der sein Bestes gibt, um ein Flüchtlingslager unter Kontrolle zu halten, über das er im Auftrag der Stadtverwaltung die Aufsicht hat. Er ist nicht allzu glücklich über diese große Verantwortung, hält sich jedoch streng an die Vorschriften und erledigt alle Aufgaben, die ihm übertragen wurden. Allerdings scheint ihm die Erfahrung zu fehlen, um mit Problemen fertig zu werden, die sich außerhalb seines Büros abspielen. Mit seinem flaumigen Schnurrbart versucht er älter auszusehen, als er tatsächlich ist. Seine blasse Haut und dunkle Augenringe deuten darauf hin, dass sein Büro nur schwach beleuchtet ist. Zudem verlässt er selten was an seinen sauberen und kaum zerschlissenen Schuhen zur Erkenntnis. Mit seiner Kleidung will er respekteinflößend aussehen, doch angesichts des Wetters auf Cordona wirkt das unpassend. Seine schwitzenden Handflächen legen den Schluss nahe, dass es eine große Belastung für Mr. Harlow darstellt, sich außerhalb seiner Komfortzone zu bewegen. Ein dunkler. Ich denke, es ist eher ein unerfahrener Bürokrat.
What about the murder that this crowd keeps shouting about?
It's mere assumption. I assure you that the situation is under the police's control.
I know you want to deal with this in the right way. You are obviously a professional and a responsible person. But you clearly have never handled a situation like this before.
I am handling it, Mr. Holmes. Don't question my capability here.
And tell me how you do it. You can't even calm this gathered crowd, and as for the police, they're not quite managing it either, are they? You consider yourself a problem solver, but until today, you've been solving problems sitting at your desk in a dark corner of a city hall room. Here, you need a more practical approach.
What are you driving at, Mr. Holmes?
Ich kann Ihnen helfen.
I can help you to handle the situation if you're truly interested in solving things quickly and quietly.
And how exactly would you manage that?
Simply tell the police that I'm with City Hall and I'm permitted to investigate the scene. I'll work out the rest, but in return I need your help finding my witness. She's a young refugee. She's with child or was with child recently.
Look, there is indeed a dead body inside the camp. So even if the girl you are looking for is there, all the refugees are now being detained and interrogated by the police. They won't allow you to speak with her, and I can't do anything about that until the situation settles down.
So it's in our mutual interest to settle it.
Oh. I suppose that things are bad enough that I ought not shy away from help. All right, Mr. Holmes. I'll tell the police to allow you to come inside. Just tell me when you're ready.
Woher kommen die Flüchtlinge?
Mr. Harlow, how did the refugees end up here exactly?
Oh. So you're not from around here yourself?
I've been away for some time, but I read the papers.
Yes. This whole story has been in the papers for almost a year now. They were smuggled to Cordona on a ship from Africa.
Smuggled? Then why didn't you deport them?
The smugglers managed to sneak them to shore and hide them inside an abandoned warehouse. When the police raided the warehouse and found the refugees there, the ship was already gone. We aren't even certain as to which ship it was. We have busy shipping routes with other colonies these days, you see.
So you decided to lock them up under a bridge?
There was no other option. We're still trying to work out what to do with them. I only hope we'll find a humane solution and not put them on a raft and float them out to sea.
Ihr arbeitet für das Flüchtlingslager.
Mr. Harlow, what exactly do you do here? What
Also
are your
Ihre Arbeit.
responsibilities?
What I do and what I am responsible for are two different realities, Mr. Holmes. On paper, I am in charge of the camp territory, security, provision, and the refugees in general. What I actually do most of the time is knock on every City Hall door trying to obtain some funding, or at least rations for the camp.
The police here on City Hall's behalf too?
They are, minus those who came here after the body was found. The governor won't let the refugees disperse into the island, so there's a significant police presence guarding the camp. Naturally, they answer directly to the police. I have some influence here, but I'm not their direct authority.
Ich will jetzt ins Lager.
I'm ready to take a look at the scene.
All right. Go inside the camp and find Inspector Tewkesbury. He's the officer investigating the scene. Tell him I sent you. Say you're an independent expert from City Hall. He'll fill in the details for you.
Okay.
I'll find my way with words. Thank you, Mr. Harlow.
Der Arme.
So they keep these refugees under a bridge like
Gott, die armen
proverbial trolls. No wonder the people outside are so disturbed.
Guck mal die. Die Hühner.
Who the hell are you? How did you get in here?
Mr. Ronald Harlow let me in, sir. I'm Sherlock Holmes, a surveyor of refugee affairs with City Hall. You're Inspector Tewkesbury, I presume?
A surveyor? What does that even mean?
In short, I've been sent to conduct an extensive report on the incident for the Colonial Office and to assess all the damage inflicted on state property.
Got it. Another paperworm sent to count money and get food for archive mold. Go on, look around, but don't make yourself too at home. As if I didn't have enough problems before you appeared.
Could you first tell me what happened here?
What happened? People from the bridge above the camp heard a woman screaming and saw a mass of refugees attacking a man. Clearly not a refugee. When the camp guards came by, the man was floating in the sewage canal with a knife in his chest. Bam. A murder. Big news for Cordona.
I'm sure. Thank you, Inspector.
Gibt es sonst noch Opfer?
And none of the refugees were harmed?
One fellow was cut. He's lying over there near their kitchen. He's in a bad way.
You mentioned a woman screaming who attracted the bypassers on the bridge. Was she harmed?
No, she's all right, but perhaps the whole debacle started because of her. She started wailing and the refugees stood up for the girl.
And where is this young woman now?
Back there in the shacks, same as the rest of the refugees. She's been questioned by my men, but she's just some refugee girl. Can't understand much English.
Wer ist der Tote?
Did you learn anything about the dead man?
The fellow looks like a thug. I've had dozens like him fished out of the sea over the past 20 years. Ever since these refugees arrived, there have been people on Cordona with bad blood in them. My best bet is that this thug had something against them too.
And no clue as to his identity?
He had some items on his body, but nothing to indicate who he was or where he was from.
I think I should catalogue his possessions in my records.
Go on. They're on the table near the body.
Gibt es Tatverdächtige?
Do you have any suspects yet?
You're joking, right? I've got a whole camp full of suspects. And if you ask me, this bloke had it coming. Better bury him and forget about the whole thing. And now there's a crowd gathered at the camp, and my superiors say we must thoroughly interrogate the refugees. At least those who can understand any English.
Do you believe that your superiors wish to get rid of the refugees?
I think that both our superiors would rather keep the story quiet. Since that's an unaffordable luxury now, they're looking how to protect their public image. That's why I have to waste my time waiting for my people to turn every stone and befriend every refugee.
Mhm. Nun gut. Schön.
Here we go again. Number of hours on Cordona before stumbling upon another dead body? 0.
9.
Clearly a left handprint here.
Mhm. Ist sich abgeschossen oder ist er ins Wasser gesprungen? Hier. Na, welche Schuhgröße? Jetzt. Oh. Furche im Sand.
Furrow in the ground.
Hat leicht geblutet, konnte sich weiter
A blood
fortbewegen.
trail leading to or from the canal.
Mhm.
Someone bled profusely here.
Mhm.
A fresh crack, as if the crate was hit recently.
Mhm.
These events have fractured into so many pieces. But I know you can collect them all, Sherlock.
Größe 10 Barfußabdruck.
A man's footprint.
Größe 9 Polizeistiefel.
Police boots. Always happy to trample evidence.
Was
A
eine
heavy
Hilfe.
boot with a worn-out sole.
Mhm. Beschädigte Sohle. Ein Messer?
A simple leather sheath. Perfect for a dirk. £1,000. A fair sum, especially considering British currency isn't very common in Cordona. Malpal, soaked with salt water.
Mhm.
Are you able to help me? Unfortunately, my casebook is empty on this.
Okay. Mhm. So. Ich muss unter den Finger Kohlstab. Ha!
Coal dust under the nails. I don't see much coal around here.
Das ist unserer Mann. Ja, das stimmt, der hat auf jeden Fall viele Tattoos.
A steel dirk. Sharp. A common accessory among sailors and soldiers. I'd say the blade penetrated upward, however the wound is too messy to be certain. An interesting tattoo. Does it mean something?
Und Sicherheit.
Heavy boots, with one sole far more worn than the other.
Hm.
This man was Limping John.
Hm. Ja, da haben wir uns ein Übeltäter.
A violent death. But this man, limping. Coal dust. I think we're onto something here, John.
Mhm.
If they find out about the past.
Herausfinden, welche Funktion der Durchgang hat. Mhm. Oh. Rausbringen. Geld? Ja. Ha! Was geht im Flüchtlingslager vor sich? Einige Polizisten befürchten, dass das Lager aufgrund der Angelegenheit mit der Leiche vollständig abgeriegelt wird, wodurch sie mit ihren illegalen Aktivitäten kein Geld mehr verdienen
Nobody will
würden.
know anything if you keep your bloody mouth shut.
The coppers smell fishy here, Sheriff. Perhaps we should sniff around in the camp a little
More.
more thoroughly.
Warte mal, wir speichern mal ganz schnell, ne? Oh, nein! ich hab geladen. Oh nein. Oh fuck. Oh. Warte mal. Okay, wir müssen wieder. Warte. Moment. Hier müssen wir rein, ne? Genau.
Beasts.
Speichern. So.
Help me, please.
Oh, I don't know about that. Ask one of the others.
Okay. Oh, auf Maiskolben hätte ich auch Lust.
Oh, carnelian agate beads, a traditional African adornment.
Wir gehen dann mal zum Tainsbury und sagen ihm das wegen dem Durchgang.
No hint of blood or impact. It might have been used as an improvised weapon. The blood sprayed off the blade after the strike.
You still here?
Ach so, gehen. Ach so.
I'll just look around.
I will.
Someone was dragged against their will.
Bestimmt die Frau, oder? Von dem Typen.
The refugees have been detained and will not leave until all the circumstances are clarified.
Oh Gott, die Armen.
Back off. Back off.
Gott, die Armen. Ist das der Tote? Nee, der lebt noch.
The cut is deep, potentially serious if not treated immediately.
Die werden ihn bestimmt nicht behandeln.
He is in shock, feverish and dehydrated.
Sherry, you know first aid. Surely you have a duty to help this man. You can't leave him to certain death.
You know what? I'd like to understand.
What?
How did our dead man end up inside the camp in the first place?
Oh Gott. Etwas zum Säubern, etwas zum Verbinden. So, warte. Kocht das Wasser sauber.
I'll use it to create a solution.
Haben wir hier. Und was bist du? Aloe Vera.
I can use this to stop the infection from spreading.
Oh!
Sherry, just look at this. Living quarters in a sewer. What kind of a genius
Just wash.
bureaucrat came up
Better
with
than
this
nothing to
idea?
bandage the wound. I've collated all the ingredients, now to prepare the first aid solution.
Okay. Warte mal, muss ich das jetzt hier? Genau, chemische Analyse. Hoffe, ist aber jetzt nicht so schwer. Oh Gott. Oh, Gottes Willen. Machen wir es jetzt am besten. Warte mal. So. Ach, ist -1. Ah nee, es ist dann Plus, ne? Genau, und dann so. Und dann müsste es auch -1 sein, oder? Nee, Quatsch. Oh. Achso, nee. Ach so, warte. +1. Achso, das ist Minus. Ah! Nee, warte mal. So? Nee. Umwandeln, dann +1. Nee, hä? Bin ich dumm? Ach, ich brauche ja -3. Ne, +3 brauche ich. Was ist denn das jetzt eigentlich, wenn ich das... Brauche ich -5? Warte mal. Tada, guck mal. Das geht auch wie das Brezelbacken, oder? Alles Minus, ne? Ja. Ha, erfolgreich. So. Es ist ja weg.
Thank you. This should make you feel better, my friend. Now remain lying down and drink as much water as you can.
Well done, Sherry. At least he won't die from the infection.
Mit wem muss ich reden? Warte mal, wir speichern nochmal schnell.
I hope I'm not making a grave mistake in trusting you, Mr. Holmes.
Muss ich irgendjemand anderen fragen?
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
Oh, I don't know about that. Ask one of the others.
May I ask for your assistance?
Unfortunately, my casebook is empty on this.
Time to check your who, what, and what, Sherry.
Do you know anything
Who are you
about this?
asking? About
Unfortunately, my
what and
casebook
dressed
is
as
empty
what?
on this.
Lass mich hier rein. Muss ich mit dem anderen reden? Warte mal, wir reden mal mit den zwei Herren. Ansonsten würde ich einfach ihm das dann aufs Auge drücken. Oder warte mal.
Well done, Sherry. At least
Ach
he
so.
won't die from the infection.
Achso, wir könnten vielleicht mit ihm kurz reden.
Could you help me?
Unfortunately, my casebook is empty.
Naja,
on
das
this.
würde ich auch behaupten.
Can I ask you a question?
Oh, I don't know about that. Ask one of the others.
Time
Okay.
to check your who, what, and what, Sherry. Who are you asking? About what and dressed as what?
Ja.
You still here?
Weise präsentieren. Komm ich gleich damit.
I've already told you all I've learned.
Achso.
I've already told you all I've learned. Your problem, not mine.
The guards at the sewers were speaking about taking refugees out of the camp. Do you know anything about this, Inspector?
Less than you do, obviously.
And this doesn't bother you as an officer of the law?
I can neither punish them nor put them on the right track, if that's what you're asking. Maybe your friends at City Hall could do something about it, but I seriously doubt that. To be honest, I'm sick and tired of being frowned on for my uniform. If those fine gentlemen you've eavesdropped on are in some shady business, that's on their heads.
Eigentlich schon traurig. Na, wie soll ich das denn jetzt hier machen? Meine Nase läuft auch schon wieder vor Stress. Das Tor wurde lange nicht geöffnet.
Sealed shut. I doubt our man could get through these grates.
So, also wenn ich mal eine kurze, lange Pause machen sollte, dann liegt es daran, dass ich meine Nase schnauben muss.
Back off.
Ach, hier. Ah, mit dem Boot. Boot unwahrscheinlich, oder nicht?
It's unlikely anyone could get in or out of the camp by water without alerting the police guards.
Ha. Acht Fuß kurz.
No, it's too short for these walls or cliffs.
Was haben wir denn hier? Ach so. Super.
Roadman cigarettes. A brand highly regarded by law enforcement officers. A single Malpal butt. So there wasn't any sophisticated infiltration plan. The good old police just let the man into the camp. Now we have everything we need to get the full picture of what happened at the camp.
Okay. Es geht los. Und meine Nase macht sich auch bemerkbar. Es ist so nervig. Oh, jetzt werde ich krank. Zu Weihnachten. Oder kurz nach Weihnachten. Sehr schön. So. Warte mal. Ja, der war ja nass, ne? War hier Blut? Ich weiß es nicht mehr. Ich glaube nicht. Ja. Nee, die wurde geschleift. Ne? Aber ich bin mir nicht ganz sicher. Ah, schön!
So, we have a thug who came to take a refugee woman with him. She resisted, but he dragged her by force. One of the refugees stood in his way, armed with a stick, yet he could do nothing against a cutthroat with a blade. The man didn't anticipate that the other refugees would intervene and stand against him. In the confusion, the woman managed to break free. The thug took fright and fled. He was stopped by the falling crates. He stumbled and fell, piercing his chest with his own blade. However, the wound didn't cause instant death. He managed to stand, but still bleeding, he lost his balance on the bridge and fell. Before all of this, the man had freely entered the camp through the main entrance. The police admitted him after they had a short smoke together.
You live by the sword, you die by the sword. In our man's case, it's the same sword.
Aber wir haben nicht alle.
Back off.
Ah. Dann reden wir mal mit dem Typi wieder. Oder mit den zwei Typis.
You still here?
Beweis präsentieren.
Inspector, I believe I can aid your investigation. I know who the dead man is and what really happened here.
You do? Well, good for you. But I'm afraid I'm not the one you need to share your findings with. Speak to Mr. Harlow here. He's the one responsible for settling things in the camp.
You don't even care to listen?
Oh, I do care. Maybe even more than I need to. But I'm only here today to lock the place up, question witnesses, and file the facts. It's sad, but coming up with conclusions is not among my tasks here. You fellows at City Hall do that. Anyway, speak to the supervisor. I'll just stand by and listen to what you have to say.
Okay. Was ist denn los?
Mr. Harlow, your refugees didn't murder anyone.
What? Pray tell me what you've learned.
All right, listen carefully. This might solve one problem for you, but will create a few more.
Oh, well, that's a great start.
The man came to the camp intending to kidnap one of your refugees, a woman. What he didn't expect was that the refugees would stand up to protect the woman. A brawl had broken out. In the chaos of it, the man stumbled over those crates and fell on his own blade.
How do you know he fell on his own blade?
The wound in his chest was inflicted from an unusual angle. It was not an offensive stab, shall we say. The refugees didn't touch him. And judging by the blood at the scene, the intruder managed to raise himself but was unable to walk very far. He ultimately fell into the canal.
But how did he sneak into the camp? Why didn't the police see him?
And this is where your new problems emerge, Mr. Harlow.
What do you mean?
You're not a dull-witted man. You know what I mean. There is no feasible way to get into the camp without the police guards knowing of it.
The pile of mess I had to sort out has just become bigger, but somehow that doesn't surprise me. Anyway, I thank you for your help, Mr. Holmes. I'll take it from here. Meanwhile, I'll make sure the police aren't detaining the refugees any longer.
Nee.
You can go back in and look for your witness.
Vielen herzlichen Dank
One
dafür.
small clock can make any difference in this place.
Who knows, John? Just one ill-fitting cog could make the whole machine crumble.
Gut, dann würde ich sagen, sehen wir uns in der nächsten Folge wieder, wenn wir hoffentlich mit unserer, ja, Frau, die wir gesucht haben, sprechen werden. Und dann hoffe ich, dass euch die heutige Folge gefallen hat und dass wir uns in der nächsten Folge wiedersehen werden.